Hi, my name is Mike Zuckerman. I'm going to overview how Queplix application software blades dramatically reduce the cost of integrating Oracle E-Business Suite with anything. Queplix is a data integration and data management company. Core and central to that is providing the integration for a variety of applications, from business intelligence to data warehousing to data alignment, connecting two or more applications, the core elements of data quality and governance that make this go, and the central platform on which we operate is based on unique technology, unique enablement by advanced data virtualization, the fact that our platform doesn't require any programming or any SQL, and the fact that we present one unified continuum, a modern code base, not a legacy code base shackled together in bits and pieces. The problem we solve is bridging applications across the various enterprise centers. Some are cloud-based today, some are no SQL, some are on-premise, and most of the applications out there and the tool sets that customers have been designed for the legacy applications. Their interfaces to the cloud apps, to XML, to complex APIs are cobbled and contrived, and what this does is it puts more of the effort and more of the work on you. Remember that when you tie this world together using legacy applications from the big cumbersome vendors, you're paying a price. They're taking old technologies and they're bridging the gap with professional services. Their revenue model is built on professional services. Their goal is to charge you as much as they can per hour and to get project after project for services. It's not about selling you an advanced software tool. It's about selling you a 20-year-old technology repackaged in many forms called ETL, and then selling you the services to make it go. That's what most of the market is doing, and that's what we want to break. We want to break the back of the data integration model, and we want to give you tools that let you cut the labor 60, 70, 80, 90%. That's the new world. The technology curve that will apply here today is one that's been in many different publications, and fundamentally 90% of the market out there is using first and second generation technologies to tie the world together. The Oracle E-Business Suite integrations by some of the major vendors are examples of using ancient technology and ancient approaches to solve problems with a modern code base. Oracle E-Business Suite is a great product, but when you shackle it with these legacy ETL integrations, you end up with something less on both sides of the pipe. There are four approaches to integrate data, and the first one that we run into on occasion is absolutely the wrong way to integrate Oracle E-Business Suite. Anyone that says they're going to write data directly to or from the tables in Oracle E-Business Suite, you should run away from that vendor or that supplier. It is the wrong thing to do. It probably violates Oracle licensing. It probably violates the security arrangements for the product and the integrity of the data, and it certainly creates risk. That is not the right way to work with the suite. Oracle E-Business Suite is very broad. It includes a lot of products, even things like Agile, which we address separately, and you have to be very careful and respectful of all the technologies that Oracle uses to tie this together, and you have to follow the rules and protocols that apply. So number one is off the list. Number two, and very common, is a batch or asynchronous approach called iFace. We don't do it this way, but this is the way that some of the big vendors will do this for you. The business consultant will use the iFace tables, and they're sort of staging tables. So it's not real time or even near time. It sort of happens on a batch cycle. It's not always clear when. Error handling and error messages that come back if something's wrong, it's not always clear how those are going to be handled. It's just a cumbersome and clunky way to get it done, but it does work. And this is the bulk of the integration out there. The next approach is the Oracle E-Business Suite ties many of the products together with stored procedures. They're basically a lot of stored procedures wrapped around the Oracle database. And to do this, to do near-time updates, to write directly to the objects you need to write to, you need to know those stored procedures using every other vendor's approach. They may give you a connector, or they may give you some way, to snap something together, but trust me, all of the effort is on the backs of your consulting group. And what that means is you're going to have to pay, if it's one of the two big vendors, tremendous amounts of money, several $100s per hour, for the expert that knows the Oracle E-Business Suite stored procedures and that knows the applications that you want to integrate on the other end to tie all of this together. That's the best path for the industry right now. That's almost the best practice, is that someone very expensive who knows that gets involved and hand writes the code for you, and virtually nothing comes off the shelf from your vendor but a simple connector. That's very complicated, very expensive. Using our application software blades, we abstract from you all of the knowledge of what's underneath. If you're working with SAP and talking to their API, you don't need to know about it. We just expose the business objects and let you click and configure to use them. There's nothing you need to know about APIs or stored procedures or anything else, and that's what we do with Oracle E-Business Suite. We connect all of the stored procedures and give you all the power, but we abstract them away using our high-level dashboards so that you don't have to know anything about them. You just see the business objects and you say, look, that one's a record of truth. When this happens per this business rule, take it from Oracle E-Business Suite and move it into NetSuite or move it to Salesforce. Click, configure, and you are there. It's automated, it's fast, and it's easy, and is the best approach to integrate Oracle E-Business Suite on the planet. Now, let's look at this from a cost perspective. This is part of the reason why we take 60, 70, 80, 90% of the cost approach with the legacy vendors and take it off the table for you. We do this over and over. So advanced data virtualization automates the connection, shows you the metadata, automates the discovery, helps you map things together. The application software blades makes that possible without you needing to know the structure of the stored procedures. This is a very gritty example with Oracle, but a good one for the power of our system and how much work it's going to save for you and your team. We have application software blades for database direct connections, for complex APIs like PeopleSoft or Siebel, for objects in the cloud like NetSuite and Salesforce, for data enrichment sources perhaps you want to look at Dun & Bradstreet, and we have dozens and dozens of these interfaces, and what we don't have, we have a framework and an SDK to build out the next one for you to make it easy. This is the modern state of data integration. That's what's possible for you when integrating Oracle E-Business Suite, and you can integrate it with any of these applications and more. The architecture that enables this will let you integrate E-Business Suite up to the cloud and back down again, and it's secure. It can be cloud-based in our QueCloud, but if you need an on-premise deployment, we can also do that with our virtual data manager. It's the same code base. QueCloud can be single instance, single tenant. For some of you that are touchy about integrating in the cloud, you like it, you're willing to pay for it, but you really want a private cloud, we'll deploy that for you, no problem. This is an example of the dash, right? The notion that Oracle E-Business Suite, Salesforce, NetSuite, there's nothing for you to know about the API, there's nothing for you to know about the stored procedures in Oracle E-Business Suite, respectfully submitted. You see the right objects exposed, our color auto map aligns things together, and you click, configure, and go, set the business rules in place, and harmonize the records of truth automatically when the data changes or based upon time of day or some other triggering factor. It's very easy, and it's very fast, and it's the way people get things done today. Data virtualization is what makes this all possible. There's a video on our website that talks about data virtualization, but it's a new technology. It's a better way of effecting integration. It's powerful, and yet it's simple. It lets you create objects in a virtual world without having to move all the data around, and it gives you the power and performance well in excess of that of a database engine, perhaps 1,000 times faster, because you're not moving all the data back and forth. We're just working with the metadata constructs, and we're working with the structure of the data to do everything and work the magic that we work. Virtual Data Manager, or it's the same as our engine in QueCloud, is very simple, top to bottom. Our blades reach into and discover the data. They put all of the complexity, like those stored procedures in E-Business Suite, behind you. They give you a place to establish rules, click and configure, align the data, determine your record of truth, and then migrate that record through data harmonization into the other sources. It can be unidirectional or bidirectional, and it can change based upon the business rule. Data harmonization is powerful, yet simple to implement. Architecturally, this architecture slide, there's two things you need to know from this slide. The first is that data quality is integrated top to bottom. Anything you integrate with Oracle E-Business Suite, we have data quality built into our engine, and it's a core component of your integration strategy for Oracle. Second is security. Most data integration is just a pipe. It's open at both ends and it flows. We integrate LDAP-based security so that when you have multiple people on our system, each of the developers and each of the people touching the data through our virtualization framework can only get to the data which they are empowered to get to, and we do that through your standard LDAP permissions that you use for the rest of your IT management. Different is better, different is different, and for security, we implement your security infrastructure to make all this go. None of the other integration technologies out there have a powerful security framework at all. Some of the MDM technologies distribute passwords and permissions, but they want to build out their own scheme in the MDM hub. We do it with LDAP, and that's the way to go. Every security officer will tell you the same thing. Vision for the future is that this integration framework can give you a view enterprise-wide to all of your data integration, the state, the compliance, the lineage, performance today and performance in the past, and then give a framework to you that's open so that when you need to do compliance and you need to do audit, you can see everything. The CFO says, I want to know 6 weeks ago in these 2 instances of SAP and this 1 instance of Oracle E-Business Suite, how many records flowed in, how many records flowed out, and from what sources? Data virtualization-based integration and our architecture will do that for you, and all the data is there that you need to support your compliance and audit efforts. The value prop for all this is very compelling. If you look at the e-business suite example and you really think about what expertise is required to deal with those things like stored procedures, you can see why there's savings. There's savings in discovery, there's savings in deployment, there's savings with the integrated data quality, there's reduction of risk and overall benefit to you on multiple fronts. Strategic value is that your data is now mobile. You've unlocked data from your proprietary applications, and you have the ability to redeploy it in key and important applications with light speed to keep your enterprise moving faster in a competitive world. New world applications in the cloud, XML, NoSQL, it doesn't matter. All of them are addressed today with our open object framework. So thank you for spending time with us. Looking forward to meeting you and your team. Please email us at sales@Queplix.com and let us help you bring together your Oracle E-Business Suite integrations. Thanks and have a great day.